Hi, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. So, you guys might be wondering, why are you in your pajamas? And also, why are you wearing a silk scarf with it? I have a good explanation for that. You see, I don't have a good explanation for that. I wanted to be fancy, so I wore the silk scarf, but I was too lazy to change out of my pajamas because it is currently 12:30 at night. I have put on the fullest of beats onto my face, and I'm like 12 kinds of tired. So we're not gonna talk about it, okay? Just pretend that I wore like a really cute like plain white top, and then I wore the silk scarf with it, just like for the mental image. So just think that this scarf matched with something that makes sense with it. You know what I mean? Like don't think about the shirt is what I'm saying, okay? Don't think about my pajamas. I believe in you guys. You guys have imagination enough to do it, okay? All right, good. Second thing, I want to announce the winner of our giveaway, of the little giveaway that I wanted to do as a thank you. The winner of this giveaway is Ursula Guevara. I am so sorry if I have butchered your name. I am so bad at pronouncing like everything. So if I've done that, I apologize. Contact me, please. Leave me a comment down below if you can. If you see this video and you leave me a comment down below, I will sync up with you and we can figure out a way in which you can contact me so I know that you are the person who has won and not like a rando. I will flash the name on the screen here so that you're not just relying on my awful pronunciation to get an idea of who actually won. So thank you so much to everybody who's participated. Ursula, you've got like till the end of the week to contact me. If not, I'll pick somebody else. I'll also throw up something in the community tab posts and Instagram and Twitter, everywhere basically, so that if you can, wherever it is you can see it, I'll make my like darndest efforts to reach you. Now, let's move it to Foodie Beauty. All right, first thing. This week has been a little bit like weird and rushed. That's the way it felt to me. She had that like calling all vampires live. And then after that, she basically posted 2 sets of videos like back to back almost, right? Like one right after the other. She had like I think she had the Katima video first, and then she had just 2 videos back to back. And it didn't make any sense to me. Like, why would she do that? Why wouldn't she just hold on to the extra video? So she had one where she reviewed Lush products, and then she had another one where she basically opened her FabFitFun. And I'll go through all of them, of course. But it seemed very odd to me that she would post them like back to back like that. It's just, why not just hold on to those videos? Unless she's really hurting for the money, like she really knows that she's gonna need all of the funds and that's why she's posted them. But even then, if you kind of rush out all of the videos like that, people tend to watch one or the other. They won't watch everything. But it's like, you want to leave them wanting kind of a thing. I know that's not what I do because I put up 5 videos a week, but that's what you're supposed to do, okay? She's a professional YouTuber. I feel like that's what she should have done. So I don't really know why she's done that. It struck me as being a little bit odd. The only thing I can really think of is that Chantal's impulsive. The idea of filming a bunch of stuff and then saving it just in case she needs it later on down the line is something that's really foreign to her, which I don't understand because, I mean, I'm like filming every single day for Vlogmas because I know myself well enough to know that I will not be able to film that much that regularly while in the month of Christmas, basically. Just family stuff. I want to make like cookies and stuff and drop them off at my friends' places as like just a Christmas gift. I want to go do other various things, decorate my house, whatever. And I know for a fact that I'll get really like bogged down and it'll either burn me out or I'll get too exhausted. So I'm taking the opportunity now to film stuff in advance, right? Which is what I think that she should be doing. If she really wants to make a go at Vlogmas, she really wants to actually get it done, even if she's kind of given herself an out. I think if she could get through the entirety of Vlogmas, she could really like, quote unquote, stick it to the haters. So I don't know why she didn't just hold on to those videos. It doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, I don't live in Chantal's head, which if I did, I would be so unhappy because her head seems like a very miserable place to be. With all of that preamble, let's get into the actual videos. They'll probably be a lot shorter this week. I say that knowing that I have a habit to ramble. But there wasn't a lot happening in her videos. Normally, if she's just sitting there eating, which is a lot of her videos this time around, I'm not really going to discuss it. Like, there's nothing for me to say other than, please don't do that. It's bad for your mental health. But, like, she already knows that, and apparently she's just over her addiction. Like, she no longer is a food addict. She's no longer had to be... What, didn't she have to be institutionalized at one point because she couldn't stop eating cheese? Apparently all of that is just done now, and she no longer wants to talk about it, so it's no longer a thing that's ever happened to her, and it's no longer a thing that she suffers from. So that's how I'm actually going to deal with my lipedema from now on too. I no longer have lipedema, and my entire body is completely proportional, and I no longer suffer from the side effects of it. And I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like, if I just say that enough times and I just try and convince myself of that, all of a sudden all of my problems would magically go away. You know, that's how illnesses work, right? Right? I guess all the people who have like depression and like who are bipolar and schizophrenic, I guess maybe all those people just didn't want to, you know, will away their various mental issues hard enough. Because Chantal's over it now. She's no longer discussing it, and therefore it's not a thing.
I was just talking about the time warp, so I'm kind of out of like, I don't know what to do. Because like if you do like, hi Sharon Smith, 90s, like the more recent the eras become, the iconic nostalgic foods are like processed, and like I think people want to see me cook something original and interesting, not like, you know, microwave a bunch of corn dogs. The depression is depressing. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I was thinking of doing that.
So she talks about this, like, not knowing what to do for era, like, foods that aren't, like, sort of, that are, like, fresh, you know, that aren't just from a can or something like that. And it's not, I don't know, I didn't find it that hard. Like, I did a quick Google of what were, like, popular party foods during that time. And a lot of them, they, like, you know, just like, what were popular party foods during the 80s or popular party foods during the 90s, you know, just whatever. And even if it's, like, something that's very processed, why doesn't she try making it at home? Like, how cool would it be if she tried to like recreate a Hot Pocket? Even if it doesn't go well, it could just be like interesting. She can film the process of her making a Hot Pocket. It doesn't even have to be like her coming up with the recipe for it. She could follow, like, I think Binging with Beige has probably done a recipe on it. She could just follow his recipe on it, and I think it would be fun. I really genuinely think that she should like do something like that. I think it could be very, very interesting. But I feel like I throw out ideas both for Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn a lot. And first of all, they have no idea who I am. I'm a very tiny channel. But second, equally importantly, even if they did see me, I think all of this would seem like too much work. I think that's the major reason why she doesn't do it. There's a lot of people in her comments who are providing her with a lot of really useful feedback that she hasn't deleted, at least from what I saw. So maybe I'm proven wrong. Maybe next time she will do something. I think one of the coolest recommendations was the first one I saw, which was someone recommended, why doesn't she make a water pie? And I was like, what in God's name is a water pie? And I Googled it, and it's cool. So I might make a water pie. I don't know if Chantal will, but I might make a water pie and put that on my Instagram, which, always be plugging, I am now going to be doing like short reels on my Instagram with all of my recipes. I know I mentioned them a lot, and I've said that I'm like a pretty decent cook, but if you guys are interested in that, that's where you can find it. I actually make a lot of like vegan, vegetarian recipes too, like try and make like very well-balanced meals. So if you guys are interested, that's where you can find all that information. My Instagram handle is linked down below. I'll also try and flash it on the screen if you guys want to follow me. Hey, that's a fun thing you could do.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Look at all of that clutter on her counter. I don't know how she lives like that. I think I was watching, who was I watching? Probably Milk Tea, because I watch her a lot. She was talking about how like a cluttered space makes her feel anxious, and I'm very much the same way. I actually don't even like having a lot of furniture in my house. If I feel like I've bought too many things or I have too much furniture, I automatically start feeling stressed. So like if I get very, very anxious, I will cut my hair, which you guys already know about, but I will also like get rid of things in my house. I will throw away garbage. I will like just whatever pieces of things that I have around my house that I'm no longer like interested in. I also like take down and put up artwork all of the time because I get bored with it, and I like make my own artwork. I'll hang stuff up, and then I'm like a month or two will go by and I'm like, I'm bored with that, just take it all down. And it really kind of helps. But clutter in the house, I feel, for her, I feel that the clutter in the house is very like emblematic of her mental state. I feel that when Chantal is feeling well and she's happy and like content in her life or whatever, she tends to be a little bit more orderly. She tends to clean up a little bit more. She makes an effort of like engaging in normal like behavior. I don't think Chantal cares particularly about being very clean, but I think she cares about the appearance of her being a clean person. And I think that when she feels like when her mental health is doing well, she will make an effort to actually try and clean and like have her place be tidy. Pete doesn't care any of the time. At least that's the impression he's given me. So right now, I think the reason why the house is so cluttered is because Chantal's not doing the best mentally, and she doesn't quite know what to do with herself, and she's not cleaning as a side effect of it.
I don't mind hummus. I've never had purple potatoes. Do they taste different? Probably not, huh?
So I've had purple potatoes a few times. I'm not the biggest fan of them. There is a earthiness to purple potatoes that is not there in like the regular white potatoes. And I don't appreciate it. What I have heard from people is that they pair very well with mushrooms. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you could try it, but it's not my thing. The only purple potato thing that I think I've ever had is, once more, I have a terrible memory, so I don't remember, but I was at some restaurant and they'd served, it was like a duck leg, like a duck leg quarter with purple potato and rosemary and mushroom, and like there was one other component to it that I don't remember, and it was like phenomenal. But I also think that might have just been because the chef was phenomenal, and I still don't think I actually really like purple potatoes. I think they just made it work in that one dish, in that one context, you know? Fun fact, did you know that the potato actually originated from Peru? I think that's very interesting. They have, I think it was over like 4,000 species of potato there. And I have a friend who's Peruvian, and he told me that there's a saying there that is that you are as Peruvian as the potato. This could be true, and he could also be pulling my leg, and I would not know. I would like to think it's true because it's just so weird and cute and perfect. I adore it. They also apparently give each other like yellow underpants on Christmas. But he could also have been lying to me about that. So if you're Peruvian or you are familiar with the culture in Peru, please tell me if these are real things or if my friend is just lying to me to make me sound like an idiot in front of people who do actually know better.
Hi, Angie. I don't want to drink. I've had this bottle of rum for, well, since my Titanic video. I don't really like drinking anymore. Probably because I'm like afraid to with medications I'm on. I don't want to feel even more depressed.
I'm glad that she's being smart and she's not mixing alcohol with drugs. I know she's on a couple of different medications, some of them for her hysterectomy and some of them for just her like general depression related medication. And a lot of them don't play very well with any kind of like stimulants or depressants. And so alcohol is definitely a bad idea for her. Also, I think alcohol makes a lot of people really sad. So I don't know if that would be good for her. I know she still takes a lot of cannabis, and this is not a moral judgment. I legitimately do not care what you do so long as it's legal and you're being safe. And, you know, you're above the age of 25. I know that's not what the law states, but there's like evidence suggesting that it could actually like detrimentally impact brain development for people who are younger than 25. So I would abstain, but I also know what it was like to be like a college student. So I feel you. Just be smart is all I'm trying to say here. My concern with Chantal is that she does not show restraint in like the majority of what she does in life. And when she first started using cannabis, she'd kind of done it. She was doing it like every other day. And now we don't see her so much on camera doing it anymore. And I don't know what that means exactly, but I worry that she might be doing it behind the scene and not exactly showing it to us. And I also worry that she might be overdoing it a little bit. aside from the fact that taking cannabis can increase your appetite and she already has a problem with controlling how much she eats, I think it might also just be detrimental to her like health and the way that her medication interacts with her system as well, you know? If she is taking this, I really hope she's at least discussed it with her doctor.
No, it's not coldest water bottle. I had a hissy fit on the coldest water bottle, so I'm drinking Yeti now.
She says like she had a hissy fit and whatnot. She really did have a hissy fit. That's actually the perfect way to describe how she reacted to the coldest water bottle, because she essentially said, oh, you're gonna sponsor Callie, who I think is like bullying me, so I'm not going to accept your money to promote a product that I told everybody was good. And the only thing she did by canceling her affiliation with coldest water bottle over this, and the way that she did it, it just basically said that I was willing to support coldest water bottle when I thought that they were willing to support me. But now that they no longer support me, well, I think they're an overpriced piece of garbage. Like, that doesn't actually make a lot of sense. They were either always overpriced garbage and you were just okay with accepting their money and shilling it to your customers, or it's not overpriced garbage. They're totally worth it. You were doing the right thing then, and right now you're lying about it because you don't like the fact that they're supporting Callie. Like, either way makes you look kind of really bad. So, like, I would have just left it, honestly. Like, this is your bag. I don't know why you're jeopardizing your own sponsors, your own, like, financial gains here, especially because they're going to do whatever they want to do. They're a company. You can't bully them into stopping support for one person or another, especially given that you're not like, I hate to say it, but you're not a Nikocado, right? You don't have millions upon millions of subscribers. You're not a Stephanie Sue. It's not going to make or break them. And the only person you've managed to hurt here is you, especially because it's not like you have a line of sponsors waiting there with open arms saying, Chantal, come to us, our dear lady Chantal. What did you gain from this? Nothing. You've lost so much and you've gained literally nothing. Next.
Basically, just a bit of a background. I guess we could call it prefatory matters. Bit of a background. I love pickled jalapenos. And what my life was like at the time, and what provoked me to want to go away. The program was called Katimavik. It's a youth volunteer program, and you get to travel around. You apply to be part of the program. You get to travel around. It's government funded. They give you like $21 a week allowance, which went on cigarettes. And you go to 3 different provinces and do volunteer work and community work. Basically a program to show that youth are not just all a bunch of shits. Okay.
So I actually did a little bit of digging into this program because I was curious, not like for Chantal's sake, just because, I mean, you guys know, I'm Canadian, and I've never actually heard of it. It's a pretty old program, and it was started by Justin Trudeau's father. Isn't that interesting? And they had their funding taken away for a little bit, and then, like, they had all of the people who had participated in the program write letters to repeal the funding, and it's still going strong from my understanding. It looks like a pretty cool thing. So I would have definitely have loved to have done it had I known this was a thing that existed when I was in high school, but I didn't. So c'est la vie. I'm glad that she took part in it. And I think that most people would do something like this and really gain a lot out of it. I don't know if Chantal did because she's Chantal, but I think most people would.
I was living on my friend's couch, and I still made sure to go to school. It was in advanced classes, got straight A's. I was very ambitious. I wanted to go to university.
This is something that really, like, I guess not sticks in my craw or anything like that. It just confuses me a little bit because she talks a lot about how driven she was as a student, how she got all straight A's, how, you know, she really wanted to go to college and graduate with honors, all this. And I'm not saying that she's a liar. I don't want to put that out there. I don't know the truth of the matter. But it does strike me as being very odd because she doesn't seem driven in any other aspect of her personality, right? What I mean to say is getting straight A's is actually not an easy task to do, right? Unless you're just naturally extremely gifted. You have to work at it. I'll give you the example of my brother. I've told you guys before I have one younger brother. He is, in fact, a licensed physician, which is very odd to me because I always see him as being a snot-nosed little brat. And now he has patients. Odd. Anyway, he has always wanted to be a doctor since he was like 6 years old, right? Studies literally his entire life, works through, elementary school, through high school, through college and undergrad, and then in medical school to get to where he is now. That's drive. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to have that level of drive because that would be insane and it would make you like my brother, which would be, I think that might actually be hell for me. But I'm joking. I love my brother. He's intense. Like, he's an intense person. She doesn't strike me as the kind of person who has that kind of ambition, who really, really wants to go to college and do well and graduate. So it strikes me as being a little bit maybe reinterpreting of the past when she talks about it, that she might have been a good student, but not a great student. She might have wanted to go to college, but wasn't really all that gung-ho, die-hard honors sort of, student. And I don't know how much of that is true, but that's just the vibe that she's given me from any time she's talked about it. I mean, you look at her now, right? She's got a decent sized channel. If she worked at it and kept some of the grosser things off of her channel, she could get a lot more sponsors and she could make a lot more money than she's making now. And she doesn't, because that would require work. That would require calling people, sending people emails, working your butt off to try and make it happen. You got to hustle, right? I forgot who said this, but it's like the harder I work, the luckier I get. And she's not willing to work at it because it doesn't come easily to her. And so she just lets it be. So the few sponsors I think that she has are people who've reached out to her. That doesn't strike me as the actions of someone who really wants to do well, who really wants to go far, who really wants to succeed. Those seem like the actions of someone who just kind of wants to coast doing the bare minimum. And people change a lot from when they're younger to when they're older, but you don't fundamentally change who you are, And I don't think she's fundamentally changed.
Go somewhere else and keep traveling.
Did she just wipe her hands on the one piece of clothing that she owns that I actually like? Bitch, what?
Everyone was like a stereotype.
She says that everybody was a stereotype, and I don't know if that's actually true. I just don't think she knew anybody very well, or more likely is that because she didn't know anybody well, she's now retroactively going back in her head and her memories kind of like overwriting it with like stereotypes from like the Breakfast Club and whatnot. She's just like assigning people to roles that they might not have fit in and like conveniently forgetting the parts of them that didn't quite conform to those molds. Everybody is a little bit prone to that. Everybody like tweaks their own memories when they're like thinking back on them. That's why I think some accounts of how I feel and some accounts that my brother gives of the same time period are like very, very different. But I think that if any of those people had made a strong enough impression on her, I don't think she would feel that way. I don't think that she would be like thinking, oh, they were just stereotypes back then. I think she would have a deeper level connection to them.
For me, you're probably wondering, well, what kind of stereotype were you? I don't know. That's a good question because I don't know if I'm just not able to see outside myself. I'm sure some people would come up with a few ideas. I guess I was the bubbly, chubby girl because I was more chubby then.
Yeah, she really doesn't have the ability to see outside of herself and see how people view her, because I think that if she did have a good enough idea of how she's viewed by the majority of people, she would be embarrassed. She should be embarrassed. Getting on camera and eating, there's like nothing really wrong with that insofar as what she does, like mukbanging wise, but there's a big difference between what Chantal does when it comes to a mukbang and what, say, a Veronica Wang or a Stephanie Su do. And it's got nothing to do with her weight. And it's got everything to do with the fact that she farts on camera. She, burps on camera. She's got crap all over her mouth when she's eating. She's got fur all over her clothes. She doesn't present herself in the best light. And after a certain point of time, you stop running out of options to change that view about yourself. It doesn't matter now who comes to her channel. They're always going to view her as a hot mess because that's how she's presented herself. And I don't know how long it's going to take to fix that kind of an image of her. And she doesn't seem to realize this. She doesn't seem to realize that there's a vast disconnect between the fancy lady that she wants to be and the gross, disgusting Chantal that everybody sees. And she doesn't get that the reason that is because she does not view herself from the lens that we as the viewer see her. I don't really know how to fix that. I think having additional self-awareness would help. But I mean, I think only a therapist could get through to her on that front. And I don't think that we can convince her to go see a therapist. Chantal seems very, very much so entrenched in her victim narrative and in her belief that, she's the victim of fat phobia and that the society is what's like keeping her down, and it's not the fact that she's 400 pounds and can't walk a block. All of her health issues are somehow unconnected to her morbid obesity. If you can't admit the problem, then you can't address it. It's as simple as that, and it's sad and it sucks, and I really wish it wasn't true, but it is true. She also describes herself as being like the kind of person who was like bubbly and chatty and the life of the party. No, I highly doubt she was any one of those things. I think that she was the kind of girl who called out sick a lot, who stayed in bed a lot, who would take on the role of a supervisor while others were working. And then she would get mad when she thought somebody else wasn't pulling their weight. That's the kind of person that she seems like. She seems like she would be like a Karen light, like a junior baby Karen, right? So like a Callie, spelled with a GH. She would be a Callie, basically.
And I was like, are you serious? Oh my God, I really complained. I was a complainer.
Really? Well, we never would have guessed. And she still thinks that she was the chatty, bubbly, rave animal. Girl, whatever. Next.
Hey guys, hey, how are you? I'm hyper and you're gonna get it.
Is this the same wig that she wore during that Pulp Fiction thing? Because it looks better in this video. I mean, it probably has to do with the fact that she's not running greasy fingers through it, but it does look better in this. I actually kind of like it on her in this video. I still like that long, dark one a little bit better. I think it really suited her a lot more. Like, I genuinely actually liked that on her. She looked very, very pretty in that. This one is not my favorite, but it's definitely better than a lot of the other wigs she's worn. I haven't liked any of the blonde ones, to be very fair with you. They're like okay at best, I still hate that dress. It still looks like a goddamn couch to me.
All right, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to be doing this video for you guys. It is an unboxing. It is a Lush haul unboxing, but it is not just your everyday permanent line items Lush haul. This is kitchen exclusives. Oh yes.
Okay, Lush as a company is a little bit confusing to me because on the one hand, I really appreciate fair and equitable trades that they make. I really appreciate the fact that everything they use is ethically sourced. And I genuinely just kind of like their products overall. They seem very nice. They smell really good for the most part. My issue with Lush comes in, basically it's a recent issue, right? I don't know if you guys heard, but during the Black Lives Matter protests, God, I can't talk. They had essentially given out, like their CEO in UK was giving out like gifts to police officers. And that seems like a little bit shady. Given the times that we're living in, that made me feel very uncomfortable to support them. That's a me personal decision. That's not like me saying if you support them that you're a bad person or anything like that. This is very personal. And once more, they have actually done things to like call out. They had like a campaign back, I want to say in 2010, calling out institutional racism and the police practices. They'd worked with another foundation and they'd done all that. So it's not like I think the whole company stands for that. So it might have just been the UK branch of it. But given the times we live in, given all that we've been hearing recently in light of the protests, it's like really hard for me to feel comfortable with buying anything from that company recently. And on top of that, it's so expensive. I know why they're expensive, but they are very, very pricey items. And you know, the whole country is in a recession right now. People are losing their jobs left, right, and center. It seems very, I don't know. It seems a little odd. I would not personally feel comfortable saying that I want to have an entire collection of these products that are essentially just luxury goods when most people are having difficulty putting food on the table during Thanksgiving. So it just left a little weird taste in my mouth. I'm not criticizing her. It just struck me as being personally a little bit gauche.
Okay, guys. So first item we have here is Glog. So Glog is, I do remember Glog usually came out around, you know, Lush Christmas time, Lush holidays, because it's, it says like a deliciously warming glass of mulled wine, this festive cocktail is packed with red wine, brandy, orange juice, and Christmas spirit. So it's actually a shower gel.
I also don't like their shower gels. That's very, very shallow compared to what I was saying before, but I don't actually like their shower gels. They're very nicely scented and they smell very beautiful, but they include like a shit ton of glitter in everything. And they have like shimmer and sparkle and glitter in like their bath bombs. They have that in like their shower gels, and they're so perfumed. And I know a lot of them are like natural perfumes, but I don't know why people hang on to this thing that if it's natural, it's fine. It's not. It still irritates my skin. Shower gels, thank God, not so much. But their lotions really cause me to itch. Because the shower gels, I just put them on and then I wash them off, right? And they had one, it was called like Foxy something. If I remember, I'll throw up a picture. And that one was lovely. I loved that shower gel. But even that one kind of made me itch a little bit and it like dried my skin out, but it wasn't like super awful. But any of their creams, if I put them on, I would itch and itch and itch until I died.
So, yes, it will. So this is the Outback Mate right here. So this is a bubble bar. So their bubble bars are very huge. You can actually cut them into pieces, use them a few times instead of just one shot, because they are kind of pricey on their own. So try to conserve and make it go a long way. It's very minty. So this would kind of be like, I guess, like the, you know, the Glog is the warming aspect of winter and the holidays and Christmas, and this would kind of be more of a cooling, minty.
That actually looks really lovely. I had one that I super loved, and I don't know if they still make it anymore, but it was called the Comforter. Ugh, it was so good. I used to break it up into like 3 or 4 pieces, and I would use it, and I would like savor it when I was in college because I loved that shit so much. As an adult now, I don't have time for baths. I barely have time to shower.
So this is Winter Bath Bomb. So you put this in the bath water and it just kind of fizzes out. And it makes your bath water, looks like it would probably make it a nice green. I don't know what's at the center. Sometimes there's different colors. But this has fair trade organic cocoa butter, cedarwood oil, clove bud oil, absolute ginger oil, lemongrass, celery seed oil, gardenia extract, sandalwood. I can't explain it. So this is a body lotion, Happy Blooming, packed with fair trade organic cocoa butter and almond oil to soften and moisturize. Last product here. This is the Jilted Elf. The Jilted Elf. It's fig infusion, carrageenan extract, perfume, organic agave syrup, cinnamon leaf oil, ginger oil, grapefruit oil. Let's just see what's in here. It's a green sparkly color. Wobble and lather or chill if you'd rather for an extra invigorating blast. Yeah, so another one I did get though on my own in another online order is from the Lush holiday season products. It's roasting chestnuts on an open fire. So it's a Lush shower gel, a snuggly blend of soothing oat milk and nourishing chestnut puree.
All the products seem nice. It doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. I mean, you might get stuff that's like discontinued and might be your favorite, but you might also get stuck with scents that are just awful. And either way, you don't have the chance to reorder anything you like anyway. It's not like you can request that I want this particular discontinued scent in it. It just seems dumb. The only thing from Lush that I still really have, that I still really love, is their solid perfumes. They're fantastic and they smell great. And they have one that's like a rose and jasmine one. And I use it like every day, pretty much, when I left my house. Now I don't use it because I don't go anywhere. So I just smell like me. Anyway, next.
I got a blooming onion. Because, guys,
I might be alone in this, but I don't like blooming onions. They're so oily and they're hard to break apart. And they're just, I know I keep coming back to it, but they're oily. They're gross and oily and they're just oily. I don't know. I just don't get it. They don't taste like very much other than oil to me. The breading in there retains so much of that. Maybe I've just had really bad ones. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan.
Honestly,
I don't know how I'm going to eat this.
I have not had a blooming onion since Outback was here in Ottawa. We don't have Outback, I don't think, in Canada anymore. So
We went to Outback once, right?
I don't know if you and I ever did.
I think we did once.
Did we? We went to the Keg. But I don't know about Outback.
I could have sworn we went to an Outback once.
Maybe. I'm usually the one with the food memory, not you.
Okay. So she does have a better memory when it comes to food-related things, especially when it comes to Pete, who doesn't really seem to care for food all that much or not in any emotional kind of way, and so forgets. But that actually might not necessarily be true. He might actually be remembering it more than she does. Chantal has amnesia, like selective voluntary amnesia, where she likes to forget her behavioral pattern when it comes to food, right? Like she'll eat something, she'll do something. She had that entire goddamn fast food funeral and she took the entire thing off the internet. And a lot of people will say, well, it's because, you know, she wants to protect herself from YouTube's algorithm, and like if anything's coming down the line, she wants to make sure that she's safe and blah, 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 and that she doesn't get too much criticism on it. All that might be true. But I also think a really big part of why she takes down so much of her old content is because she doesn't want to look at it herself. Knowing it's there, seeing how she behaves with food makes her uncomfortable. And that's why I think that maybe he remembers a little bit more than she does. He doesn't have any emotional involvement in the food. So sometimes his recollection of food is a lot more truthful than hers is because she doesn't want to remember, right? If it's a pleasant memory, you can't get her to forget. If it's a negative one, she will forget it faster than you can say the word amnesia.
So I'm going to start with my blooming onion. I do also have some other food, but I'm going to have a bit of this first. So they have a house-made chipotle sauce.
Here's what fries look like.
Pete's got some fries. Are they good fries?
Not bad, actually.
Chantal really likes her carbs. You know what I've noticed? Maybe this is just like my fat girl senses tingling, but I swear to God, most really morbidly obese people, when they are eating something that they know they shouldn't, they tend to go for the carbs rather than go for anything that has protein, right? So not 2 cheeseburgers or anything like that with a double patty in them. It'll be 1 cheeseburger and then 3 things of fries. Right? So a lot of carby, starchy foods, but not a lot of protein. And I can't help but wonder if that's because protein's very satiating. So maybe if you have less protein, you'll feel less satiated and you'll be able to eat more of the carby stuff. I mean, I have no proof for this whatsoever, but I mean, that's my tendency to do the same, right? If I want to overindulge in something, it's going to be the carb, it's going to be the fries, it's going to be the cake.
I got a calzone to try.
It's big.
It's big. I need to cut it. I'll be right back. And I wanted to try this. Oh my gosh. A Nutella and banana pizza. So,
Yum.
let's have a piece of that now. Let's have dessert first.
Good God, that is a lot of food for one beauty.
Did you say that sarcastically? Because
Yes.
anyone who doesn't like Nutella is weird, so I'm just kidding. Beanie bite! Good. But if I'm going to critique, it might just be my personal taste. Too much icing sugar and not enough Nutella.
I have a controversial opinion here. I'm going to side with Pete's on this one. Nutella is gross for the most part. It is too sweet and I do not like it. The only acceptable way to eat Nutella is in the form of a handheld portable crepe filled with Nutella, strawberries, and banana, all three in equal proportions, wrapped up in a napkin, and you eat it as you walk through the streets of Paris. There is no other acceptable time or place for you to eat Nutella. It is gross. It is basically like just sugar. And I don't understand why people like it. And yes, for all of you coming for me, I have done exactly that, and that was the only time in my entire life where I've enjoyed a Nutella crepe, okay?
The bread is nice and soft. Garlic dip. Beauty bite. Very creamy.
All right, who had creamy on their weekly Chantal bingo card? Because we've got a creamy. Guys, we've got a creamy.
We'll pick on Nick Avocado for this when he says he doesn't like fries but eats them. It's like, I get it because I'm like that. I like fries, but I get sick of them probably because, they're like, you eat them so often. They're like the most common side dish when you get stuff.
She's so wrong. I don't even know how to tell her. I went to Jamaica once. 10 days I was there, and due to my dietary restrictions, I couldn't eat a lot of food except for French fries. There were French fries everywhere we went. They were plentiful. They were available. They were relatively cheap. And I ate French fries everywhere I went, every single place, and almost every single meal. Best vacation ever. Between the French fries and the shrimp and the lobster and the beautiful, beautiful scenery. Best vacation ever.
Speaking of butlers, I was watching Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. No, the bellhop boy was Rob Schneider. The manager of Tim Curry of the Plaza Hotel. That's a funny movie. You should watch it this holiday season, guys.
Did they edit out the Trump cameo?
No.
Boo.
But I love those movies that the kid watches. The guy with the machine gun. I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't. I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to get your lying, dirty, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. You remember that?
No.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Ah, yes. Angels with a Dirty Soul. The best noir detective movie never made. I actually really wanted to watch that as a kid, and it made me really sad to realize that it was not a thing that existed in real life. Leave the change, you filthy animals. Next.
Hey guys. Hey. So I'm waiting for it might be loud because my dishwasher's going. I got dinner in the Instant Pot, which I'm doing a separate video for, so it might be a bit noisy. So I'm going to try to talk louder. So maybe turn up the volume to max. I'm so excited. I can't wait for the steam cooker to stop, okay? Pressure cooker, because I have my FabFitFun winter box. All right, let's crack this baby open. I came back from running errands and oh my goodness, it was at my doorstep.
All right, that Instapot is like so loud and it's so incredibly annoying. I know that she's making beef stew in it, but this is obnoxious. She could have literally gone up to her room to do this. I don't understand why she feels the need to do it at her kitchen counter when that thing is just there. So loud. It gave me a literal headache to listen to and sit through this entire goddamn video.
Alright, so I used to be sponsored from FabFitFun. I don't know what happened. They probably saw that I'm a mess and probably got some trolls emailing them or something. I don't know. I don't really care. I have the box. I'll pay for it. I don't mind.
I know that Chantal is a relatively decently sized channel, and FabFitFun should want to work with her. And the reason that they don't want to work with her is because Chantal is not exactly a great person to work with. Do you guys remember when they sent her those cosmetics that they wanted her to promote on the channel, and then she started eating them on camera? Like, girl, what? And then on top of that, there's like all of the racist stuff that's happening right now that she said and she's done. And in the eve of the greatest civil rights movement on the face of this planet, it seems like a really bad time to be aligning yourself with people who are essentially Karens at best. So it makes perfect sense to me. And the thing is, yeah, she's going to say that it's because people reported her and complained, and that's why they terminated her link, but like they terminated her affiliation. But the fact of the matter is that if you didn't do shit that would make you look that way, then nobody would have anything. Like, it doesn't matter what other people say, right? FabFitFun isn't just going to be like, oh yeah, somebody complained and so we're going to cancel this person. They're going to look into it. They're going to have someone check you out, and then they're going to make that determination. You have done stuff and said stuff that puts you in that like jeopardized category. That's why it was so easy for them to just say, just sever the association, right? You can't exactly blame them for that.
But these socks are the first item here. Kate Spade. Oh, cool. Bar socks? What are these? Okay. Well, they're anti-slip, which I need in my house, except for on the carpet. So it might attract hair. But let me know. What are these for? Are they for like ballerinas or something? Wait. They have a hole. Oh, they go around your... Okay. They go around your top of your foot or something. Oh, that's cool. So that they don't slip off? I've never seen these. If you have any information, please let me know. But everyone can always use extra socks. So...
Okay, so the socks that she has right now, the Kate Spade socks, those are actually for a particular type of workout. It's called a bar workout. It's very fun. I enjoy it. I'm not good at it, but that's a very different thing. I'm not good at a lot of things that I enjoy. It's like a combination of like yoga, Pilates, and like ballet, like dance. And it's a lot of fun, but it's very hard on your feet because you have to be like barefoot. That's why they're like a little bit padded and additional traction. And so I had people who used to actually wear things that were very similar to like ballet flats when I was doing bars semi-regularly about a year ago. A lot of fun. I really like recommend it. If you have the flexibility for it, I really, really recommend it. And you'll get like a good burn. It's not great for like weight loss, but it is very good for like toning overall.
Second item, Pores No More Pore Purifying Cleanser with salicylic acid, tea tree oil, and white willow bark. Dr. Brandt. You know me. I mostly only use Lush.
I have that Dr. Brandt cleanser. It is pretty good. I have like, I wear a lot of makeup, as y'all can see, and I get a lot of like clogged pores. So I'll get clogged pores here, like right in my like T-zone here, and then maybe like occasionally like down here. Not very often though, like around my cheeks and stuff is very rare for me to get clogged pores, and that's actually a pretty good one. I'm like more than 75% of the way through that tube, and I'm probably gonna end up repurchasing it.
Wow. Get her away from the... You cannot go near the steam. Oh, it is a nice scarf. She cannot go near the... Can you get her down, please? No, she needs to get away from the steam. It's okay, BB Jens.
I don't like the way that she just spoke to Pete. That was so incredibly pushy and demanding and like, he's your cat. Get up and move him yourself. Also, your scarf doesn't fit. Ma'am, do you know how like awful that is when you don't have enough of a neck for a scarf? Jesus, look at your life, girl. Come on.
Is that all I got?
But you also got this box for the cats.
Oh, I like those boxes. No, they can have it, I guess. No, put it on the ground for them, yeah. Thanks. Oh, should we put some of this in it? For Sam?
Yeah, probably.
And I have 3 of these already. He loves his boxes. You know, it's messy, looks cluttered with the boxes and all. But you know what? If it makes the cats happy, I don't really care.
Do not blame those poor innocent little cats. You have clutter because you don't like cleaning. Next. So this is the last video. She makes a stew here. She says that she put it to sealing. She did not put it to sealing. That's obviously unventing, and the meat's not going to be as good as a result of it. But, you know, that is what it is. I would really recommend that if you're making this recipe of hers, you can, actually add some wine to this. That will really help with the flavor of it. Another thing you could do that I think would really improve the flavor of this would be to add maybe like a couple of big bones to this and then remove them before you add the thickener. And the bones will actually just help incorporate a lot more of that beefy flavor, a lot more of that collagen into the liquid for the broth and just make it a little bit more hearty and delicious. Just make sure that if you're doing this, you're not like essentially pressure cooking it for like hours and hours and hours on end, because the bones will disintegrate. I have made that mistake in the past.
Wow. Let's see if the meat's tender. Is it tender?
Nah, it's definitely still a bit tough. Could definitely stand to have been tenderer.
Not bad though.
No, it tastes good.
It's not like super chewy.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, of course the meat isn't as tender as it could be. The thing didn't seal. The way that a pressure cooker works is that you need to have that pressure built in. Without that pressure, the meat's just never going to cook quite as well as you'd like it to. The only other way to get meat to cook to that like tender, delicious, fall off the bone sort of a place is cook it for like hours and hours and hours. And I think she set that thing to only like 35 minutes or something.
Whew. Potatoes stay hot for like 10 years after you cook them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the song Hot Potato. But your mom's kitchen is pretty small. It's like the smallest kitchenette I've ever seen.
A lot of this video is very, very boring. She has crumbs and like just sauce stuck to the corners of her mouth and all the way down her shirt. And there's nothing, they're not really saying anything of interest. They're not doing anything of interest. And it's just gross. She's covered in crumbs. I don't understand how she can look back at a video like this and then still be surprised why a collaborator wouldn't want to work with her, because this is what you bring to the table. Messiness, crumb-covered mouth, crumb-covered shirt, just bare minimum effort. I don't understand why every company isn't jumping at the chance to work with you.
Mm-hmm. I think in my life. But still, she manages to crank out good meals in it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
So, sometimes it's not the size that matters, it's how you use it.
That's what women always say. They're always lying.
Well, as a lady, all I can say is the bigger the kitchen, the happier the cook.
You just admitted it.
Sam?
No takebacks.
Alright. Oh, yummy.
Sponsorship deals, Nestle?
She is eyeing that Kit Kat so hard right now. She's like one step away from snatching it out of his damn hands. If I were Pete's, I'd watch my back, yo. Okay, that will be it for the videos from Chantal this week. Hopefully it isn't like 14 hours long like it was last week, but I make no guarantees because I ramble and I'm not good at cutting out my rambles. I mean, I do. I actually cut out a lot more of my rambles than you guys actually see, because sometimes I'll go on like a tangent for like 15 minutes and then I'll realize this is not the video I was making. I think I had like a tangent once where I just talked about like Roth IRAs for 15 minutes and no one cares about that. So I cut a lot more out than you guys actually think. Still, I have a propensity to ramble. So, you know. Anyway, that will be it for Chantal. I'm hoping that if she does film more videos for the rest of this, like for this upcoming week, that she actually keeps them in her back pocket. My God, some planning could help her so much with her channel. But Chantal's gonna Chantal. What you gonna do, right? And that's pretty much it for everything I have to say. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, you can give me a thumbs down. That's totally okay. I respect everybody's opinion here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell down below if you want to know when I upload a video right away. I've got all my social medias linked down below. I've got my Instagram where I put up all of my recipes. It's got like all my food stuffs and my life stuffs, but I don't have any life stuffs right now. So it's mostly just food stuffs, but I'm a pretty good cook. So you know, that's there. I've got Twitter where I have been told that I am a little bit toxic and a little bit petty, but I'm also kind of entertaining sometimes. And fun fact, that's where you can reach me easiest. I'm like, anytime you guys want to talk to me, like DM me or something like that, I'm just easiest reachable there. It's just the format is much better. And I've got Patreon. Think of Patreon as the tip jar for the internet. So if you like the job that I'm doing and you would like me to continue, consider tossing a few coins in my direction. All of your funds will be used to buy me more tweezers. As you guys know, I'm a woman of South Asian descent, and we're a hairy folk, okay? Y'all don't know how much I have to work on my beard. So if you can help a girl out, I would appreciate it. No stress, but, you know, if you could, it'd be nice. That will be it from me. Thank you so much. I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace. I could eat French fries every day for the rest of my life and then die a happy 700 pounds at the age of 35. What a life.